Hello friends, compliments of the season. This is Pastor Michael Oladejo bring you the word of encouragement from RCCG Faith Chapel Orleans, Ontario 3. And this one says, called to be faithful stewards. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Alright, so each time we hear the word stewards, we must always remember that we own nothing in this life. Alright, all this, my house, my car, my this, my that, we own nothing. Everything belongs to the Creator. Everything belongs to God. And we are just stewards. We are just stewards. We are entrusted with the management, the care, and the oversight of resources, property, or responsibilities that belong to someone else, and that person is the Almighty God. That's why our goal must be to manage these resources. The time He has given us, the talents He has given us, and the treasures, the opportunities must all be properly managed so that ultimately the glory points in His direction. Quickly, let me share 3 benefits of being stewards of the Almighty God, of being faithful stewards. Number 1 is assurance of eternal reward. That's why it says in the last part of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 58, it says your labor is not in vain in the Lord, because everything we do for Christ here is going to count in eternity. God is a rewarder. Hebrews 11 verse 6 is my witness. And in Revelation chapter 22 verse 12, Jesus said, behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give to every man according to how they have worked. That's why He told us the parable of the talents. You remember the judgment of the faithful servants. He said in Matthew chapter 25 verse 21, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. When we get to heaven, there are different types of crowns we are going to be decorated with, as faithful stewards. Different kinds. There's the crown of righteousness, the crown of life, the crown of glory, the crown of rejoicing. That's why 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 25 tells us, everyone that striveth must strive for, everyone that striveth must be temperate in all things. Okay? He said those that are doing it in this world, they do it for corruptible crown, but we incorruptible. So you exercise self-control, you get incorruptible crown. Takes me to point number 2. Your entire life is stabilized as a faithful steward of God. It stabilizes every area of your life. Why? The spiritual controls the physical. The spiritual controls every other area of your life. So if you are stable in your service, you are steadfast, you are unmovable, you are abounding in the spiritual assignment that He has committed into your hands, it's going to reflect in every area of your life. So even though we know that trials and challenges, troubles are part and parcel of this life, for somebody that is a faithful steward, God takes absolute control for you. That's why Psalm 91 verses 14 to 15, He says, because He had set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. He said, I will set him on high, because he had known my name. He said, he shall call upon me, and I will answer. I will be with him in trouble. In order to stabilize him, I will make sure that the storms do not sweep such a person away. In Psalm 112 verse 7, he says, shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed trusting in the Lord. Very good example is Job. With everything that came to him, God stabilized him and made his end 2 times better than his beginning. And that takes me to point number 3. It delivers from negative consequences of spiritual vacation. Being steadfast in the Lord delivers from negative consequences of spiritual vacation. You see, as children of God, we must never take spiritual vacation. We can take vacation, we can travel, we can go, relax and all those things. But spiritually, our antenna must always be on. And we have to learn from the experience of David when he took spiritual vacation. In 2 Samuel chapter 11, verses 1 to 12, other kings went to battle, but he took spiritual vacation, and we know the results. The results was recorded for us in 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 10. The sword did not depart from the house of David. Samson took spiritual vacation when he went sleeping on the laps of Delilah. You know the consequence of that. He lost both his destiny and his life. Esau took spiritual vacation, when he decided to exchange his birthright for a morsel of bread. Genesis chapter 25, verses 29 to 35. I release you powerfully to this week. May the Lord be with you and grant you success in Jesus' mighty name. Go and be blessed. Bye.